Bad memories are often difficult to forget, right? Things that you don't want to get out of your head. Things that we want to let go of, but it seems like we can't. It seems like the memory always comes, it always comes to mind. You try and you can't let go of the bad memories. But today we are going to learn something extremely important, which will help you. That will make your life joyful. That will give your life hope. That will help you let go of everything bad you've ever faced in this life. Stay until the end of this video, because what you'll learn here won't just make 2024 a blessing. But your whole life from now on will be a blessed life. The Apostle Paul, he made a difference while he was alive. The Apostle Paul, he was one of the greatest. One of the greatest preachers of the gospel. He who underwent a transformation, because before he was Saul. He persecuted Christians, because in his understanding, Christians were like a sect. It was as if they were blaspheming God. And by persecuting Christians, Saul thought he was doing justice. I was doing what was right before God. Until then he undergoes a transformation. An encounter with the Lord Jesus. And after the entire process of change and transformation, he understands the real meaning of being a Christian. He has a true encounter with Christ. And he becomes a Christian, transmitting the true gospel. And one time, the Apostle Paul, he declared in Philippians chapter 3, something extremely important. In verse number 12, he says this. Or has been perfected. But I press on to lay hold of it, for to this end I have also been laid hold of by Christ Jesus. Pay attention to verse 13. Brothers, I don't think I myself have achieved it yet. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and reaching forward to what is ahead. I proceed to the target. In order to win the prize of the heavenly calling. I want all your attention here when he talks. Forgetting the things that are behind and moving forward to the things that are ahead. One of the biggest reasons that holds back a person's life is that they cannot let go of their past. She doesn't leave the past in its place. There are people who, no matter what happens in their life, no matter who enters their life, no matter who lives with them, where they work, where they live, it doesn't matter. She continues to carry the past with her. Pay attention to what the apostle is saying. Forgetting the things that were left behind. He is being very clear in what he is saying. He said, look, you have to forget, you have to leave it behind. And how many times? You continued carrying your past. You kept carrying those bad memories. You continued carrying those events that marked you. You were supposed to forget, but you kept feeding. I know that there are many things that are sometimes difficult, because they are very strong emotions, remarkable things. That are really hard to forget. But, darling, you need it. Because there are many cases where a person actually harbors memories within them. She searches for those memories in her thoughts, she always talks about things from the past. And what does that just do? It brings about memories, it brings about events. And, certainly, at some point in your past, you faced struggles. You faced bad, difficult times. You had a story. And, in this story, perhaps there were moments, bad, difficult moments. Complicated moments. And the problem is not having lived these moments, because life has ups and downs. Lows. The real and true problem is that you continue to carry this past with you. In some people's lives, it seems like there is an iron ball stuck at their feet, a heavy ball. Called the past, which prevents the person from moving forward, because whenever they try to open their own business, they remember way back in the past that they once tried and failed, and this stops her. She thinks about finding a partner, a companion, starting a new relationship. Because she remembers that she had a relationship full of trauma, full of disappointment, and she is locked. She cannot communicate, relate to another person. And that stops your life, my brother. It stops your life. There are people who have already lost a child and it hurts, it's really hard, it's something really sad, but she gave up trying again, because she didn't forget what happened back there. Open your ears wide, because it is God speaking to you. How many times have you stopped trying something new, searching for something new, because you remembered that in the past you tried and it didn't work out? How many people? They tried to go to college, but there was so much pressure, so much rush, so much exhaustion that she gave up. And to this day she can't go back and try again. She can't go back and finish, she left college. How many people gave up taking a college entrance exam, participating in a public exam, because they tried once and failed, they got a bad grade? How many people gave up studying because school had a bad record, with terrible grades? How many people, dear, don't keep victimizing themselves? Because they grew up in a place of extreme poverty, in a place of great difficulty, and they think that the place of a better life, a calmer life, with better conditions is not for her, because she was born in a poor place, because maybe her destiny is to be a poor person. It's wrong. These roots of your past, they need to be ripped out. These roots from your past need to be forgotten, cut, because otherwise they will keep holding you back, holding back your life. There are people who think their life is tied up because someone is doing something bad to her, because someone is envying her, because someone is wishing bad things for her, when in fact, sometimes what is missing is just letting go of a life that is not. Of a sad past, of a dark past. My brother, think with me. Saul, he destroyed the lives of several Christians, he destroyed families, he fiercely, blindly persecuted Christians. Imagine the mind of Paulo. Imagine the struggle that Paulo had every day not to remember the things he did. So much is that he declares that he had a thorn in his flesh, that it was this dark past, this sad past, this past that he didn't have. And then, he despised himself, 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 he despised himself. Imagine Paul, when he converted, arriving at the people who saw him persecuting, massacring the Christians. Just imagine, people judging him, pointing at him. Ah, but you chased us. You persecuted Christians, now you're talking about Christ. Like this? And how many times do you go through this? Oh, but are you going to try that again? Dude, you already tried, it failed. You will lose your time, you will break your face again. And you end up listening. It reminds you of the past, and when you see it, you've given up. Your life got stuck, your life didn't move. You thought about building a new family, but then you started thinking about the failed attempt and you gave up. And you know which is the worst? Dear. Have you ever talked to a person who is in a hospital bed, on the verge of death? A person who lived a long time and is there in their last moments? If you ask an elderly person, who is perhaps sick in bed, what was the biggest regret in their life? The vast majority will tell you that they wish they had. That I would have done more, that I wish I had tried more, that I wish I had done many more things. And why didn't you do it? Many times because the past held her back. Many times because the past brought her fear, brought her insecurity, brought fear. Dear one, when you get stuck in your past, you will only bring bad things into your life. Ah, does that mean we don't have to remember the good things? No, on the contrary. We remember the good things. Because the biggest lesson the Apostle Paul wants to say here is this. We should not carry our past. Pay attention to this. You shouldn't carry your past. You must learn from it. Dear, I will repeat it to you, so that it enters the depths of your soul, your intellect. You don't have to carry your past. You need to learn from your past. That from today, my brother, you don't carry your past. You learn from him. Wow, but I tried there and failed. Stop and think, not about failure. Not the part where it went wrong. Think about what you did and what you can change. What can you do differently? Oh, but I tried. I tried to have a person, a companion. And what happened? What went wrong? Stop and reflect. Don't just focus on what went wrong. But focus on why. Maybe you didn't know the person well before. Maybe you left in excitement, in a rush, didn't respect the steps. Dear, learn from your past. But don't carry it with you. Because it will be such a heavy weight that it will hold you back. That won't let you move forward. That from now on you understand that the past cannot be carried away. We learn from the past. The Bible is full of men who had bad pasts. But they learned from their past and had a promising future. They had a blessed future. The great men of God, for example. How many who had a sad past? But they left the past behind and they moved forward. It was like Jesus once going through a sad situation. He was passing through the city, saw a young man and spoke. "Boy, leave everything there, come and follow me." And he started making excuses. "No, Master, but I have to go there and say goodbye to my parents. I have to go there and bury the dead." "Boy, leave the dead here, bury the dead. Come and follow me." What was Jesus trying to say? Boy, forget the past. Don't forget your families. It's not forgetting people, forgetting the good times. It's not that. It's forget the past. Leave the bad things behind. Forget what didn't work. Now forget what's ahead. Focus now on what will work. Because you won't do it thinking about that failure. You won't do it thinking about that failed attempt. You will do it trusting and believing that now it will work. Declaring that it already worked. My brother, there is no point in just entering 2024. If you keep carrying your past from years and years ago with you. Maybe 2023 wasn't a very good year for you because of your past. Maybe 2023 wasn't a very good year for you because of your past. Maybe what you didn't leave. What you haven't overcome. You need to let go of your past. There are things that God will not do for you. It's up to you to do it yourself. It's you who has to take action. It's you who has to take action. Are you going to erase this object to remember someone? Why? Good memories are not enough. Do you need to leave this object to your INF Libro? Do you need to leave this object to your INF Libro? There are people who have lost a loved one. That until today, years ago, they didn't manage to change their clothes. That until today, years ago, they didn't manage to change their clothes. Honey, why is that? Aren't good memories enough? Were the good times not enough? And remember that on this channel you hear the true, genuine gospel, as it actually is. There's no point coming here and telling you, no, everything's going to be fine, it's going to be a blessed year. If I don't show you, my brother, how are you going to have a blessed year, if I don't tell you the truth that you have to hear and that sometimes the people around you won't tell you? They won't tell you, so today you understand and apply this valuable lesson in your life. Why isn't my life moving? Why don't I try again? Why don't I try again? Why don't I try again? Why don't I go and? Because the past is not left yet. Why aren't you there yet? Getting to meet new people. It's because you haven't forgotten the traumas of the past. Why haven't you tried again to have your child? It's because you haven't let go of your past yet. And he's making you afraid. Why didn't you go to study? Didn't you go there and try again? It's because your history continues to be carried with you. Brother, Jesus said the burden is light. Jesus said the path with him is light. So why are you going to continue? Why will you continue carrying this weight? No. Jesus, he is ready to help you. But first you need to leave it behind and focus on what's ahead. Do you want to have a life change? Do you want to have blessed years and years? Do you want to be a happy person? An accomplished person? A renewed person? You need to leave the past in its place. You need to take off these chains called the past, free yourself from them and move forward. God has many great things for your life. There are dreams ahead for you to fulfill. There are goals for you to achieve. Achievements for you to achieve. But if you don't let go today, you will never live and achieve everything that God has for you in the future. Learn, my brother. Leave the past. Learn from the past, don't carry it. This is the secret to making your life joyful again. Return to happiness. Will to live. And subscribe to this channel, because day after day you will receive a message that will feed you, that will strengthen you. In some moments, there will really be things that you cannot achieve alone. But you will have God's help with you. As feeding yourself, strengthening yourself, receiving a new word that will help you. So sign up. Sign up. Because every other day there is a new message on this channel. And share. Share your experience in the comments. Share in the comments how valuable this lesson was for you. How much God spoke to you through this word. Paul was a great man of God, but because he understood that he should not carry his past, but rather learn from it. When you learn from the past, you know that you can't make the same mistakes, because otherwise everything comes back. But you don't carry the frustration with you. You don't carry the bad experiences, the traumas with you. Because you learned from the past. You don't carry it. May this message speak to the deepest part of your heart. God bless you.